What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fall Off Podcast episode. I don't even know, dude. It's been a minute, though. It has most certainly been a minute. The helly? It's been a minute, but it's good to be back. Dude, yeah, I just wanted to hop on here because my mind's been racing a little bit. If you guys have been following me on Instagram for a while, you've been seeing that I've been yapping a lot to the camera. About like dating, life, our society as a whole. And the feedback's been pretty crazy. You might be at this episode right now because of my recent Instagram posts, which is great. So I'm excited to talk about just stuff on my mind, and yap a little bit. About a week ago, I posted this viral reel talking about hater culture, right? How everybody hates everything. And I wanted to keep the ball rolling and keep that conversation going a little bit, and explain like why I was talking about that and where that inspiration kind of came from. Dude, I just think like it's an important topic to talk about why everybody hates everything, because it feels disingenuous and there's no authenticity behind it. Like if you see a video of someone, or like you hear a new song, or you see a TV show or a movie, I think our immediate reaction is like, this stinks. This is cringe. I don't like it. And there's no real like thought behind why. I think people kind of just do it because like it's a quick like rush of superiority. You feel like powerful and strong, saying, "Oh, like I'm better than this. This isn't up to my bar, up to my par, up to my standards." I sound like I was rapping there for a second. Up to my bar, up to my par. Yeah. But like, even somebody watching this video right now, I'm sure they're thinking, this stinks. This is cringe. I don't like it. But like, why? I don't know. Like, I think people, it's just easy. Like it takes vulnerability, a certain level of vulnerability, to be like, oh, you know what? I like this. Here's why. But it's easy to just be like, no, this stinks because I don't want to think about it. I don't need to think about it. And it just, I don't know. I think it's kind of a scary thing in terms of like society as a whole, because I think that we're blocking ourselves off to each other and not leaving ourselves open to being vulnerable and having real connection to things. Like if I see something and I don't like it, just like how everyone else doesn't like it, I'm refusing to connect to something. Like I don't want to connect to this. And if I don't want to connect to media, why would I want to connect to another person at all? And this might sound like dumb, but I don't know. I think that could be a reason why there's like a huge problem that people have with dating these days. Like nobody seems to be able to find a good person, quote unquote. I think it's because like you kind of hate everybody. Like you're so blocked off and like refusing connection from anyone because for some reason that makes you feel superior. I don't know, dude. I just think I'm rambling at this point, but like I'd written these thoughts down. I'm kind of rambling and I apologize for that. But the point I'm trying to make is that I just feel like we need to do better as people with having connections and being open to having connection. And without having an openness to connection, you're not going to be able to grow as a person, have a personality as a person, or be authentic. Which kind of brings me to my next point, though, about like being authentic, because I also posted a video talking about how like having no filter isn't an excuse to just be rude. Dude, I know I was just talking about how you shouldn't hate things. I hate that. I hate it. I hate when people are like, oh, I just have no filter. So that's why I said that mean thing that I said, that rude thing that I said. It's like, dude, that doesn't give you permission to just like act like that. I think you're just being a shitty person. And like, I don't understand how people can just like not have a problem with that themselves. I don't know. You get what I'm saying though? Like, first of all, I apologize. Having a solo podcast is hard. It's literally just me yapping. And I'm already like rambling, but I'm doing my best. The point I'm trying to make is that like, am I wrong though? Like I get like feeling passionate about something and like maybe saying some things before you really think about it. But like to just outright be like, oh, I don't have a filter. That's why I said you're fat. It's like, dude, what? Why would you tell someone to their face that you think they're fat? Or like, why would you be like, oh, like, I don't know, like your girlfriend will probably cheat on you on that trip. Oh, I just don't have a filter. Sorry, that's why I said that. Like that doesn't make any sense. Really think about that. Like it doesn't, like, even like, dude, do you know how many times like people have said like racist jokes to me and to my face, and I've been like, oh, it's just a joke. I don't have a filter. That's why I'm just like that. Oh, you're just like that? What do you mean? What that tells me is that you just don't value me as a person. You don't respect me as a person. And that's hurtful. I think that's hurtful and it's rude, and that makes you just not a good person or a nice person in my book. But hey, what does my opinion matter, right? You made it evident that you don't care about what I think or feel. So go off. And this guy has the loudest leaf blower in the world. I'm trying to make a podcast right now, man. Oh my God. It's sorry. I'm going to crash out. Give me a second to crash out. Okay. I got that off my chest. Moving forward, let's talk about Ironheart. I don't know if you guys have seen this show on Disney Plus, because Disney just cranks out Marvel content like it's nothing. It's insane, dude. It's truly insane how much content they push out. And I finally watched it. I like watched the whole first season on our flight from Boston to LA after the 4th. And it's good. I like it. I mean, like, I couldn't believe that. Well, first of all, apparently there's a ton of negative reviews on it, which we'll talk about in a second. But I had seen that when the trailer dropped, there's this like YouTube channel or something called like Nerdtronics or something like that. And they were like attacking the show, being like, oh, like it's just like, of course it's a black person. Like, listen to this black music. Or like, of course it's about black people. She has a stepdad. It's like, bro, why are you being weird? Why are you being weird? And I was watching the show, and like, sure, like, it's a Disney show. It's a Marvel show. The writing isn't going to be perfect. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit corny because it's like, I don't know. It's Disney, bro. Like, come on. It's not going to be like a Christopher Nolan film. Like, this is the greatest project of all time. Just take it with a grain of salt, okay? But it's good. I liked it. And it's scary to me that people with platforms are so confident being that openly hateful, because it just enables behavior. It really does. Because, let me get to this. I posted on my story saying like, yo, Ironheart was like 9 out of 10. I liked it. And my reasonings were good. I think that, first of all, Anthony Ramos, one of the best actors in Hollywood, most underrated actor in Hollywood, probably in my opinion, stole the show. The actress who played Riri Williams, she's also very talented. The actress who played Natalie, very talented. And I couldn't believe like there was such negative feedback on the show. Like, and I know why people don't like it, and it's because they're just hateful people. Most of them. let me catch that phrase back real quick. Okay, most of them hate it because they're like racist or like the show is too woke. Dude, somebody DM'd me and they were like, I don't know, dude, I didn't like it. The gay hacker was too much. The gay hacker was too much. Dude, they're doing magic tricks. The guy has a hood that lets him be invisible. That is, first of all, that's straight out of freaking Harry Potter. First of all. Second of all, no, I'm going to stick with first of all. Like, this is crazy. Like, what do you mean the gay hacker was too much? Be for real. It's Marvel. Be for real. And also, I'm not going to spoil the show, but the show was good to me, in my opinion, because it sets up the future Avengers movies, and I think that it's a critical storyline. And the ending was really good. The ending was really good, in my opinion. Again, I'm not going to spoil why, but just watch the show, okay? Watch it, and don't let people's negative reviews on it sway your opinion on how you like the show. And that being said, too, don't let my positive feedback sway you into thinking like, oh, this is the best show ever. You know, because to each their own, okay? Okay, which brings me to my next point, okay? Oh, my God. All right, so we went to go see Jurassic World while we were home, or while I was home for the 4th of July. And obviously they show the trailer for the second Wicked movie. And I haven't seen Wicked. Why? It just hasn't interested me. And before you guys, I already know what you're thinking. Oh, you don't like musicals. You're just a hateful. You don't like musicals because you're a man. You're too cool for musicals. Dude, I'm Indian, okay? I watch Bollywood movies. I watch Indian films, okay? We basically run the musical industry in film. Every Indian movie is a musical, technically, if you think about it. So you think I have a problem with a little bit of singing and dancing? Get out of here, dude. No, that's not why I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it because it just didn't spark my interest. And that's fine. We don't have to like the same things. At least I'm not on here being like, oh, Wicked sucks. Dude, it sucks. I don't like Wicked because it's cringe. I'm not going to make a judgment on a movie I didn't see, dude. Okay? That being said, though, Jurassic World sucks. Don't go see it. I mean, it's Jurassic World, bro. I'm losing my train of thought. I almost just called you guys chat. Jesus, I got to get my life together. What was this next point I was going to... We talked about the gay hacker, right? Yep. Talked about the gay hacker. Dude, I just think it's funny seeing like grown-ass men like crash out in my DMs about Ironheart, being like, well, it's just Tony Stark was a rich white man, and I like those. I don't want to watch an expelled black college girl be Iron Man adjacent. Like, dude, first of all, it's not real. You guys know that, right? You guys know that Marvel like isn't real, right? Tony Stark was not a real person. Iron Man is not a real person. Ironheart is not a real person. It's based off a comic book. Figure it out. Like, I don't understand. Why do people crash out about it? No! Put the hacker in the show! It's a man who does their nails! It's not real. The show is not real. How are you getting mad about things that aren't real? That being said, though, I think Plankton has to stop trying to get the Krabby Patty secret formula because, bro, you ain't gonna get that. You're not gonna get it. The Krusty Krab will always be better than the Chum Bucket, and I'm standing on business with that, dude. It's not clocking you. I'm standing on business. Jeez. Oh my God, dude. Speaking about being a grown-ass man, I do stream Call of Duty on Twitch and YouTube at Bratish TV. Oh, my God. I have to self-promo, guys. Come on. Cut me some slack. All right? Cut me some slack. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back, we're going to do a Q&A because I asked you guys, am I 3 years old? I've been spending too much time with my nephews, man. I was with these guys, my 3-year-old and 5-year-old nephew on the 4th of July. And I guess they really have an effect on me because I just said asted. I cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. All right, but when I come back, we're going to do a little Q&A because I asked you guys on my Instagram story if you guys have any questions about like advice you want, dating advice, life advice, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do a little Q&A. All right? BRB. Cheer. All right, first question. What are some things I should look for in a guy? Okay, I think this is important because I think it applies to guys looking for girls or girls looking for guys or girls looking for girls or guys looking for guys. I think that you should look... I almost dropped the mic, sorry. I think you got to look for someone who you could potentially see being like your best friend. I really think that your partner being your best friend is so important. I've been with Carly for a little over 5 years now, and I can say without a doubt that she's my absolute best friend. Lewis, I'm sorry you're finding out this way. Lewis is my best friend since I was like 5, for context. Ex-best friend, I should say. But nah, I think that like one of the most important things is having someone that you can go to with good news, bad news, someone you can open up to, someone you can crack jokes with, someone who can be a shoulder for you to cry on, but also someone who knows they can come to you when they need someone to cry with or on. On, both, and / or. But I also think a really underrated trait to look for is someone that you would have no problems with introducing to your parents and your family. Carly's always been a very family-oriented person. So am I. Like, family is important, and my family's opinion is important. You want to bring someone who to them that you know they'll like and they'll love, actually. That's not to say that, like, you know, your family's opinion is like the most important thing in the world. If you really love someone and you really want to be with someone, no one else's opinion really matters. But that's just like a nice little cherry on top, right? Like when we were home for the 4th of July, it was like amazing seeing, you know, everyone in my family saying how much they love Carly, seeing her play with my nephews. It's amazing. Like she really has such a big heart. Everybody loves her, and that's just something that is important to me. Because like when you're trying to find someone, ideally you want to be with someone who you want to eventually marry and, you know, start a family with. So wouldn't you want someone who also values family and your family? I feel like that just makes the most sense. Like, I've never understood when people like go out dating and trying to have serious relationships with people who aren't locked in, you know, like with people who, you know, are like disrespectful, don't respect their elders. You know, they don't like to be like helpful. Like that stuff is important. It really is. Like, look for someone who, like you were saying, what are some things I should look for in a guy? Someone who would help your mom around the house. Who would talk to your dad about like his favorite sports, who is there for your siblings as like an older brother figure or a younger brother figure. Like, I think someone who you want to be best friends with and someone who just fits in with your family, really. Those are the most important traits, in my opinion. I hope that answers your question. But those are just what I think are the most important. I don't really think that, like, you know, like their financial status or anything like that is like super important. Obviously, it's nice, right? Like, I mean, it's 2025 in America. Obviously, money would be great, but there's always more money to be made, right? So, yeah. What the next question I got? All right. What's something guys wish girls knew? That we're dumb and we don't read minds the way you guys do. Like, I'm about to have a stroke, okay? But I'm just passionate about it, okay? Like, how do you expect me to pick up on the fact that, like, you were stressed out or nervous because you were twirling your hair with your left pinky? How am I supposed to know that? You got to tell me these things. Just tell me, okay? I'm not a mind reader. Another thing that I think that women should know about guys is that I think a lot more guys are way more sensitive than they are ever going to be willing to admit, because men are also people. I think a lot of men really value and really appreciate, reassurance, validation, because I don't care who it is. You could be the most like masculine, like I'm hard, I'm tough, nothing in this world can bring me down. But like, who doesn't like a compliment? Like, hey, you've been hitting the gym, you look good. Just telling them how much you appreciate them. And like, I know that it's a big problem in like, for women dealing with like body issues, but that's also something that men deal with all the time. And like me, for example, I'm self-conscious of my hair, my hairline, my bald spots. And obviously like it doesn't like bother me all the time. I'm not like so insecure that I'm crying about it every day. But like, if we're going out to like a steakhouse, or I'm going out to church with Carly's family for Christmas, and I'm not wearing a hat, and I'm letting the lettuce feel the wind, and she just compliments, hey, like your hair looks nice. That means a lot to me, because I know you're lying. No, but it means a lot, because I don't know, like typically by traditional beauty standards for men, like you need a strong hairline, strong jawline, blah, 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 all these things. And it's just like validating that, hearing that the person that you care about the most doesn't really give a shit about those things, because that doesn't constitute my value as a person. So I hope that answers your question well also. Next question. I think that'll be the last question for today. I think I'm going to wrap up this episode kind of soon. I have been yapping for like over 20 minutes, which is like a long time for me. But the last thing I want to talk about, okay? Advice to creators. I have some advice to creators. If you're a content creator like me, okay? I think, personally, just be yourself. Be yourself, because there are a lot of, white collars in this whole social media space. There's a lot of, people wearing suits and ties who they're strictly business. They care about analytics, your performance, conversion rates, like all that stuff. So typically people will say as like advice, like, hey, stick to your brand. Whatever your brand is, whatever content works, do that. Stay in your lane. Just do that. Okay? And that's something that I would hear a lot, especially like because people, obviously you guys all know me, or most of you know me from the pickup line videos and the emo singing and the punchlines, and that's not who I am as a person. That's just one small side to me. I'm a human, just like you. We're all complex individuals. There's multiple sides to us. Like I like making music. I like watching movies. I like making a podcast. I like gaming. I like sports. So I like talking about love and life. That's just me being me. And if I post that stuff, it doesn't necessarily do well. People will be like, "Oh, maybe you should just like stick to your brand." Dude, I'm sticking to my personality, not my brand. Okay? So long story short, my advice to you is stick to your personality, not your brand, whatever that is, okay? Because everything that you do requires hard work. Everything that you start isn't going to be good. It's going to take time to get good at things. But eventually, if you stay consistent and you work hard, like, you'll see improvement. You will. Like, for instance, for the past 3 months, I've been streaming very consistently. I've been posting gaming content very consistently. I've been taking it seriously. And same thing with working on my fantasy football app, because I'm a co-founder of an app. I'm a back-end developer. I'm the back-end lead, one of the CTOs, and taking that super seriously. And I'm talking more about like things I want to talk about on my page. I don't want to just do the rinse and repeat pickup lines all the time. Of course, like, I will keep doing them. I'm not going to retire that. I'm not stupid. Okay. Like, I know that does well. So I'll always keep that in my back pocket, but that's one thing about me, like, I want to be myself. I want to be authentic, and I want to grow. Because if I started making content November 2021, for context, if I just started doing everything I wanted to do, everything that was just me being me, who knows where I would be right now, 4 or 5 years later. Instead, I'm just starting to at the beginning of this year. And yeah, I'm seeing growth. So great growth, more growth than I probably anticipated. So it's like, damn, if I was able to do that in 6-7 months, imagine how much I could have done in the last 4 or 5 years. Imagine what I will continue to do in 4 or 5 years. So just be yourself, bro. Like, do what you want. Like, it's the whole like influencer thing. It's dumb. And I think when people say the word brand, it only applies to, you know what? I'm not going to continue down this train of thought. But the long story short, again, stick to your personality, not your brand. Be yourself. Be authentic. Don't worry about haters and this whole hater culture. Everyone's going to think whatever you do is cringe. Someone out there is going to think what you're doing is cringe. Oh, you went to the gym today? You care about your fitness? Cringe. You posted a gym selfie? Cringe. Oh, you're posting gaming content? Cringe. Oh, you write short stories? Cringe. Oh, you're into pottery? Cringe. You painted your fingernails as a man? Cringe. As a girl, you want to bench 315. That's your goal. Cringe. Like, everybody's going to hate somebody's going to hate whatever you do. But there's also going to be a massive population of people who think it's awesome. So try to focus on that. All right? Because that's what I'm going to do. That's my advice to you guys, and that's my advice to myself. All right? I know this is kind of a weird episode. A lot of me just ranting. Excuse me. But it felt good. It feels good to yap sometimes. I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. Everybody who took the time to listen to this. I'm excited to put this out. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this with somebody. Be on the lookout for new content. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right? Love you so much.